Welcome back, my friends and fellow gamers. I'm Wrath, and this is our third episode on Empyrion. So we're going through the gameplay now. I went to that tower. Let me show you. It was all the way over here. And originally I swam across this because I thought it would be... I didn't realize how long it was. And that was a heck of a trip. Caused me all sorts of problems. And I ended up on my way back dying from injury and... what else? Injury and like hypothermia and a bunch of different things. So I finally made it back, and because as soon as you finish that one, it sends you back to the wreckage that you started at, and says, "Hey, why don't you turn this into your base?" And I'm like, I don't really think I want to turn that into my base because it's a frickin' wreck. But we need to go ahead and look at some skills now. Since that's now available to us, one of the things we want is this multi-tool, because that will allow us to unlock things a little bit faster, or dismantle things a little bit faster. And so we're going to do a few things to get ourselves started here. So we'll go ahead and toss that in there. Those can go. Okay, and alright, so we've got a variety of materials in here, but a lot of food has basically spoiled. A lot of the stuff that we threw in here is all gone to junk, which is not surprising. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take that and get it done here. Okay, so we need a water purifier. So let's get that built now. And the water purifier we'll use to generate water, obviously. Duh. But that will be used primarily as a source for us to prepare ourselves for future requirements. So this system right here is alright, but we need more of these various medicines here. And since most of these medicines, or most of the things that make the medicines, are going to go bad very shortly, we're going to need to do whatever we can to improve the situation. And some hot food and some meat. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this and set it in nearby water, which should be that way. The right way, yeah. Alright, so the water should be right over here. And I've got to worry about the cold, because that's what got me last time. So we're going to go ahead and grab this guy. We have more food that has gone bad. So we are going to place that there, and then we're going to fuel it. And now that should provide us with plenty of water. So with that done, we now need something to take care of us for this temperature issue, because obviously we're freezing our butt off, and that's not acceptable. Now fortunately there is a portable heater that we can construct. Let's see here. Oh, it's in the survival thing here. So portable heater. Need iron ore and copper ore. Okay. So I need 1 iron ore, and I do not have enough copper ore. Okay. Should be some copper ore right around here. Like there's always copper ore right around here somewhere. Now it wants us to go over there and check out that crashed part of a Titan, but I'm not ready to do that just yet, and that's primarily because there's not a lot of good reason to do it, and I'm pretty sure that we're probably going to run into an escalating fight because they've told me I should build a hovercraft and better guns. So that's like a pretty much a guarantee that, you know, they'll be fighting soon. So rather than just going in there blindly, I want to prep myself by getting a ship that can defend itself with guns. And I don't currently have the ability to build anything like that, so there's a little bit of a delay. Okay. Where are all my... You know, when you need them, when you don't want them or don't care for them, they're everywhere. But the minute you need these dang things, they are out of sight and can't be found anywhere. That is freaking frustrating. Come on. I know there are rocks with copper around here. I've been literally tripping over them all over the place. There we go. Yeah, this apparently runs off my stamina. Okay. So that will build, and we'll go back here to what is effectively our wreckage, but is really going to be our temporary home while we build up. So my plan is to use the fabrication process, which is your F2 blueprints, to build first a ship once I have enough skills to set it up so that I can add weapons to it after the fact. But then once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and set everything up so that I can build a base where I choose, which is probably going to actually be pretty close to that because those are pretty good salvage. Come on. Sitting here waiting and freezing. And while I'm freezing, my food consumption rate is going through the roof. Really? I only got 2 copper from that? Oh no, that's after I did it. Okay. Never mind. Oof. I was freaking out there for a second. I was like, wait, I can't build it? Okay, we're gonna have to eat that. And probably this one as well. Okay. Let's put this bad boy down. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so now that we got that done, we've got basically our little setup here is now at least manageable, maintainable, something. So we'll be able to survive. Let's go ahead and feed ourselves. Alright, so we're gonna need water, but that's coming. We've got that going. Alright, so let's start looking at what we can unlock. Okay, so we want the multi-tool. So let's put that on our list here. And that means, of course, we're going to need the multi-tool charges, which... Oh, son of a... crap. That is just a really crappy deal. So we can't do that until we find some promethium, which I have this startling feeling is probably going to be a long time from now. Keep all of our sprouts here. Let's put that in there. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of these. Don't think we'll actually have enough to do all of those, but we'll work with what we got. Just keep ourselves fed here. Alright, let's see what we can do with this here. Okay, so it's got salvage. Okay. We'll always return components. Retrieve intact blocks. Repair. Change, rotate. Upgrade. Okay, so it's basically an improved version of the one that I already have. Alright, so... Unfortunately, we don't need this thing here. And its materials are worth getting enough that we're going to pick this guy up and move him. Put him up here with us. Okay, apparently I can't put him up here. So we'll just put him right down here. Means we'll still get cold, but at least now we can run back to that and get ourselves something. Alright, so let's start by dismantling these guys here. And got nothing for it. Okay. Ooh, got some good stuff from that. Got nothing there. And these doors still work, so maybe we can get something from them? Or not. Nope. Got some steel plates. So most of what this thing's going to give us is basically just steel plates, and we need to be mindful that this whole thing doesn't collapse directly on top of our heads here. So let's go back and warm ourselves up here. So 25 is obviously the optimal zone. I'm not sure what those two numbers are on the right of this, other than like a high and low range. But we need to try and do some of this here. So ooh. Okay. just getting me like random junk. Primarily just like one steel plate apiece. So I'm tempted to just slice this thing into bits and forget about getting the various components. I don't really think that it's going to be worth the effort. So I think what we're going to do is, we're going to cut some of this off directly. Let's not do it directly over my head though. Okay. So yeah, they come apart pretty quick. So let's get the landing gears, because those might actually give me some parts. Okay, yep, 4 mechanical components. What are you? Spotlight, okay. Well, that, well, it gave me some fiber optics, so I'm not going to be too upset about that. Ramp. Some nanotubes. Let's one back up here. Let's see here. It was like a great looking thing here. Bookshelf. Okay, I'll take that. Didn't actually give me anything, but light. Take that for the fiber optics. Now let's not be directly under this thing as we cut. Ooh, there's a light up there. Let's see if we can get that. Okay, fiber optic there. Oh, another one here. I have to look more closely at the other racks that I kind of looked through. Because maybe I missed more of this stuff than I realized. Alright, so let's make sure we're not underneath this. Okay, so that half just pretty much came down. And that is the end of that. Move this back over here, and now we are nice and warm and toasty. Alright, so well, we got one of those. What are we short on? We're short on the nutrient solution, which means water. Okay. So, let's go ahead and throw all of these into the system here. Let's make a few more things of food. So the energy drinks aren't all that great, but they will do. Now I need the water. Now we've let this run for a bit, so we should have plenty in this. Okay. 8 will do for now. That this should pull enough water for us to be able to do the rest of those. So I have a particular base in mind that I want to build. And so let's go look at the blueprints system. So this is the blueprint system, and in the past, like when I previously played, these Reddit out ones were blueprints that I already had. This Nomad one is actually one that I created and put out on the workshop, but it's no longer viable because some of the parts no longer exist. But there are a number of bases that I can build, and all I have to do is provide it with the necessary materials, which can be very nice. And some of them are obviously more or less difficult to create. But in this case, let's see here, and they have a base level for necessity. This one takes a lot of materials, so I'm not really interested in building, like, well, some of these do look pretty awesome. But I can't make most of the weapons, so I've decided to just go for a temporarily functional short-term base with maybe a little bit of defense on it. And so I decided to go with kind of this design here. Plus it also comes with a small number of grow plots. But before we do that, we need to get hover vehicles. So now some of these are really darn expensive, and the only ones we can get are these tier 5 ones currently, because we have not reached rank 7 yet. But the major issue with that is that we want this guy right here. So we want to get to rank 7 first, so that we can unlock the minigun, so that whatever vehicle we build, we can add some defensive turrets onto it. So for now, we're going to leave that, and we've warmed up pretty nicely. The sun is going to go down in about a minute, but we need to level up ourselves. That's 100 experience, and sorry little guy, but where do you think you're going, sunshine? There's the body. So we're going to keep killing things and gathering stuff up and prepping for our move. The nice thing is that that doesn't expire, so what other foods can we make here? So we can make a few more of these. And we will continue to hunt and shop around while the rest of this is going. Because again, we need to pressed that. What's our actual level at? We're at 6, and very much approaching 7. So once we can get to 7, all right, kids, it's time to. Where the hell did those spiders come from? Those are freaky critters. Yeah, how did they come from? Did getting rid of the wreck reset something? Or is it just that my level of violence has attracted predators? I wonder. This is kind of creepy. Load everything in there. Alright, so we've got those. We've got the base going. Let's go ahead and sleep off the night. Level 7. Alright, so that gives us what we need to progress. So now I'm going to stand here in my little heated section here and put some more food in there. Okay, and so first things first, let's go ahead and do our skills. So for hover vehicles, we want to make sure that we have weapons. I'm not as concerned with building all of these parts because we're not designing one of our own. We're going to use an existing model. So we have about 100 points left. Let's talk, because we're going to be building a base. So we're going to need, let's see here, we're going to need the turret because that's the defense that's on the base that we want to build. Going to need food processor, and we're going to need this armor locker because we need that to get a new suit on. And we might come back for that one. Okay. So we've got the basics of what we need to get started. Let's go ahead and look at, we may need that. Being able to craft another portable constructor if necessary would be nice. But let's see. Okay, tier 2 drill. We definitely want to unlock that. These would be nice, but we're not really going to be working with these just yet. And same with the weapons, because unfortunately these need a base to construct, but that we are going to make. Because these little lights on the side tell you what can be, where they can and can't be made. And unfortunately, a lot of these require a vehicle constructor of some kind. And we unfortunately just do not have that. So now let's go ahead and look at what blueprints we have available to us. I'm tempted to use this one because it's simple. Tier 2 requires raw plastics. And doesn't really look like it's got room for a gun platform. Tier 3's already got gun platforms on it. 3A looks absolutely terrifying, but kind of cool. 4 is too powerful. 5 is way too powerful. So I think we're going to do this little guy here, and that little step on the back is where we're going to place a gun, so that it's got an over-the-top gun that we can use. So we're going to send this to the factory, and now we're going to pull more stuff going bad here. See, this stuff just does not last long enough. So rather than just letting it all go bad, build that stuff now. What kind of blocks can I build? Can I build an HV constructor? Let's see here, generator, passenger seat, HV mobile constructor. Okay. So let's go unlock that. Right. Baby girl's waking up. Alright. Okay, and alright, so we've got what we need there. So while this is processing, let's go ahead and build an HV constructor. And this way, as our ship is being completed, well, that reminds me, okay, grab all of these guys, and all of these guys. And let's go to the F2 menu. Okay, so iron, we need 122. This is why gathering up so much of it was part of my plan, was because I knew that at some point I was going to do this. Because it just makes the most sense. I definitely recommend that if you're just starting out, take the time to do a creative world, build some kind of ship that meets your requirements, and so this will be done in about 12 minutes. So on the next episode, we'll start off once this has been built, and we'll go from there as we prepare to make our journey to find a new base location as we get to where those crashed ship parts are, because we're probably going to establish a base over there, and from there we're going to start looking around at what we can get, because I think there's a lot of hostile stuff over there. But until next time, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. Again, if you like the videos that I'm doing, you want to see more of this or another particular series, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really does let me know that I'm doing a good job and that you're enjoying the work that I'm putting together. And then, of course, once that's done, please feel free to leave a comment. I do engage pretty heavily with the people that comment on my videos. So, you know, leave a comment and we'll have a discussion. Tell me what you think I'm doing wrong. Tell me what you think I'm doing right. And, you know, we'll see where things go from there. Until next time, I'm Wrath, and I'll catch you on the flip side.